how do you approach learning, like a new tech stack or domain from scratch?
Domain from scratch. Skill is completely in different aspect. I used to do a malware analysis and some kind of small application development, but more towards the security aspect only. We don't touch any other aspects of Windows application development or SDK, software development kit. We used limited amount of APIs related to security. As soon as I entered in the persistent, I got to know I am aware about this many concept related to C, C++, and COM, the component object model, and I can implement those things as per the application user. The view or the point of view in Quick Heal is strictly towards the security researcher, and this at this place I have extended my point of view towards the application developer. So that is how I learn. The SDK would be same. The MSDN, the documentation I followed is official documentation of Microsoft, that is known as MSDN, which is really helpful and really huge for all kind of application development.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the ITM BTech CSC podcast. I am Pratima Wankhade, and today we have a powerhouse of knowledge with us, Mr. Yogeshwar Rasal sir, currently at Red Hat and formerly with big tech companies like Veritas, Virtusa, and Quickheal. He's been deep into C++ development, Linux systems, and security-based projects for almost a decade. And the best part, he started just like us as a student with curiosity and a drive to build. Let's dive into his journey and see what all we can learn. So the first question is, you have worked across several domains, right? From security at Veritas to sustaining engineering at Red Hat. So looking back, how has the industry changed for young engineers entering today as compared to when you began?
That's a really nice question. I was waiting for. So I have started my career, or I can started my journey as a technical person, slightly accidentally. Means not I was not a big fan of programming or coding related things, but I used to play with the hardware related things. Means like operating system, different OSs, and all these things. I have started my career. So on those days, everything is based on the books, and the amount of knowledge we are gaining is mostly from our teachers, our professors, our different classes. My guru, I'll say, Dr. Vijay Gokhale, he used to show us a different, it's a very important or very holy path of operating system development and all development related things. So the people and the books used to inspire us to get into the studies, and we used to get the interest, we used to develop the interest in these technologies, and then we started learning. And whatever we means the career or the domain which is so far you have mentioned, I have almost 9 years of experience in actual industry and 1 year of in mentorship and some project related things. So all these experience come, or it is initiated from that drive or that inspiration, that I should be aware about the operating system and the deep in-depth technology which are related to the native programming languages like C, C++, and which programs are directly going to be an impact on the system. First domain, the security, it was formed on the basis of my internship. I have completed my graduation from Ferguson College. The Pune is the old and known college, and the first company came to my college for the placement is Quick Heal, and I used to like Linux operating system and its internals, but I was much curious about the security aspect, and the first Indian antivirus is made by Quick Heal, and that companies came to the picture, and my whole path or my whole focus is changes from Windows to Linux to Windows. I have completely moved towards, attracted go towards that. I have started learning some deep operating system internals. As Windows is closed source language, we must go through the application development using Win32 SDK and the MSDN, the official documentation of Microsoft, which is huge and really wonderful. So we have gone through these tutorials. We have developed our own projects, small applications. We used to learn few concepts as of our own, few from our mentors, and then we started our career at the beginning stage. And then I have the company has given us a couple of trainings, and then we have educate ourselves. But nowadays the situation is different due to cloud and the 5G evolution, and the YouTube and everything. The online or the content, which is the availability of content is very much easy nowadays. Means you can literally read anything at anywhere. You can get the information. You can get the relevant videos, the technical trainings from Udemy, LinkedIn. All these platforms are evolving very much, and addition to that, the generative AI, the machine learning things, the chat GPT, DeepSeek, all these things are suddenly come into the picture, and they suddenly give us the bulk of information to the students. So I would say in our days we are slightly focused towards what we want to do. मतलब हमारा इंटर्नशिप जब स्टार्ट होता है, तो देन वी कैन डिसाइड कि एट द टाइम ऑफ इंटर्नशिप वी आर गोइंग टू वर्क फॉर दिस प्रोजेक्ट और दिस थिंग फॉर एटलीस्ट 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, for some kind of period. And then we start thinking, or we start developing our mindset according to that way. And then after 3 years, 4 years, when we are getting more, अरे यार ये बहुत हो गया, so now we have to change something. And then we suddenly, when we looking for the something else, and we start learning. But nowadays it is different. मतलब अभी फर्स्ट ईयर में वी हैव सेपरेट गोल्स, इन सेकेंड ईयर, थर्ड ईयर, फोर्थ ईयर आप लोगों का पूरा टेक्निकल एस्पेक्ट या फिर थॉट प्रोसेस चेंज हो जाता है. क्योंकि जो आप फर्स्ट ईयर में पढ़ोगे, यू नेवर नो, इट विल बी स्टिल लॉन्ग, मतलब लिव लॉन्ग टिल फोर्थ ईयर. मतलब आप इंजीनियरिंग के फोर्थ ईयर तक आ जाओ तो वो टेक्नोलॉजी आउट ऑफ.
Yeah, so at ITM BTech CSE, many of us are diving into Linux, system design, and backend development early. So, what advice would you give to us students trying to master system level programming today?
That is my own topic, which I'm trying to get master. It is nothing. It is never that you will be get master in something. I'm still learning. From last at least 13, 14 years, I'm still learning system programming and operating system related thing. So I would suggest them to first learn the legacy operating system, how the operating system get designed. First they should learn that thing ki these are the 5 or 6 pillars of operating system. These are the basic concept, or these are the basic functionality provided by operating system. And all operating system are generic at the grassroots level, and at upper layer they are having different layers in between them. They are differ over there, but at the root everything is fall into the Unix operating system. So first try to learn. In today's session, I have covered most of the aspect of operating system, then why operating system came into the picture, what is hardware, the basic things I have tried to deliver to them. So that message I want to give. If you want to choose any of the subsystem related career, just like Red Hat, in my company, in my organization, that as you mentioned, I'm working in sustaining engineering. So what is sustaining engineering? It is basically a backporting of new features in new operating system, porting into the older versions. Means, for example, some operating systems are evolved or released in 2008, 2012, 2013, 10 years, 15 years back. They don't have that much advanced functionalities, just like nowadays. So we are trying to fit these functionalities into the old OS. So there are at least 2000 plus functionalities in one operating system at a time we are going to deliver. So there are subsystems, there are thousands of subsystems. You have to choose those subsystems as per your interest. Means whether you are interested in GPU related things, if you are interested in some core libraries related things, somebody is only interested in Java, somebody is in graphics related thing, somebody is in what we can say browser related things or daily life application stuff, or somebody is just like Python, Golang. So accordingly they can choose their domain. And if you choose anything wisely, you start to read books about it, at least one book for whole tenure, and then accordingly you can choose some certification courses. I will suggest certification. Why certification is important? It gives the actual test that you are really aware about that subject, and it's a proof basically why we all are pursuing the degree. Though we are means many of us are know very much new things or very much important things, like in coding, people are master. They have already done a lot of coding. But why degree is important for the companies? It's assurance from some good organization that this guy is really capable and he can do the things. So that's for that capability certification is required. And I'll recommend study yourself, get the complete syllabus, get completed by yourself, and then yeah, you should go for certification. Don't go directly for हाँ अभी ये है कंपलसरी है तो 8 दिन में ख़त्म करना है, ऐसे के लिए मत जाओ. If you really interested in that particular topic, you should go for the certification.
Great, great advice. So now you are at Red Hat, a company built around open source. How important is open source contribution for us students, and how can one get it started the right way?
Okay, so there are few conferences for that across the globe. Three I am aware about right now. There is a DevCon, the developer conference going on. One was happened in MIT Pune. It is a nearby location for the Red Hat. They have scheduled it in Pune MIT College for 3 days. So in such a platforms, they give an opportunity to their employees. Means the participant can be anybody, but the speaker they used to ask their own employees who are aware about or who are the subject matter expert in that particular area. Now, for example, OpenShift, OpenStack hai, in RHEL hai, in Fedora. In Fedora's kernel and user space. So all these are aspects on which these people are used to present their topics, and people used to get learn. So this is how it works. Its architecture, its significance of industry, its impact on daily life. Earlier, what was there? I will give a small example. Earlier, telephone was there, but they were for limited edition. It's literally in one city there are 10-20 telephones were there, landline phones, mostly in offices during our parents era. Nowadays literally every home has at least 3 to 4 mobiles. Everybody have at least one mobile. So that is the evolution come into the picture. Why that evolution comes into the picture? Because earlier operating systems were proprietary, and when the operating system, free operating system, FSF foundation came into the picture, or the BSD, Berkeley Software Distribution came into the picture, they have starting open source the thing. What is open source? You pick it from us, you develop or you customize according to your own need, and you give it. Either you license it, or you just have to regularize the things that are given by their guidelines. And that. Android is that kind of thing. Earlier, Windows application development program, if you want to upload your application, your own application, you have to give money to Microsoft. But Linux make it easy. Google make it more easier. Android is Linux. Whatever you are developing for the Android Linux or Android, you can upload it for some very least amount of cost. And if you want to purchase, if you want to keep it proprietary, they charge you for some money. And accordingly, you can see earlier there was 20, 30, 40, 50, or hundreds of applications. Now, literally every day, thousands of applications got submitted to Google Store, and you can find the more and better alternatives for that thing. Means earlier, if you want to go for Microsoft Office, it cost around 3,500 rupees per year. People used to go for Google Doc, it gone free. Then Google asked for Premier things, and now for all these alternates, the open source community have LibreOffice, OpenOffice with them, which is free from around 17, 18 years. But people were not aware about that because they don't know how to use it. So if people are getting user friendly with all these applications, the proprietary things will be get. Now it is good.
So you have worked in complex C++ environments across both Windows and Linux. So from quick heal to persistent systems. So how do you approach learning, like a new tech stack or domain from scratch?
Domain from scratch, because in quick heal is completely in different aspect. I used to do a malware analysis and some kind of small application development, but more towards the security aspect only. We don't touch any other aspects of Windows application development or SDK, software development kit. We used limited amount of APIs related to security in Win32 SDK for the quick heal related part. But apart from that, as soon as I entered in the persistent, I got to know, I am aware about this many concept related to C, C++ and COM, the component object model, and I can implement those things as per the application user. The view or the point of view in quick heal is strictly towards the security researcher and this at this place I have extended my point of view towards the application developer. So that is how I learn. The SDK would be same. The MSDN, the documentation I followed is official documentation of Microsoft, that is known as MSDN, which is really helpful and really huge for all kind of application development.
So, like you have built desktop and computer based applications in your college days. So, do you think that such independent projects really, put weight while going for job interviews?
Whatever you develop, even if you write a single line of code, it really matters. And if you upload it via Git and you maintain your Bitbucket or GitHub profile, it is really make a good impact nowadays. Means in earlier days we used to go with our laptops because GitHub and all these things were not there. I used to means I have a mobile in my pocket, and I used to learn OpenGL graphics library related application development. And my manager was suddenly asked me on one day, "Yeah, we have to automate these things. Any alert or any emergency cases come to the system at night 2 o'clock, and I was at home. I cannot go and open this thing. So I simply opened my mobile. I have shown him the small application. The next day was his birthday, so I have developed small application, text based application. I have shown him, and he was like, "अरे यार, ये तू भी कर सकता है क्या?" जो C plus the multi domain thing is really important in that case. If you develop something which is not related to the company right now, the project you are working, and you learn something which is, both things are, though they are irrelevant, the concept, the logic behind it, and the efforts you are putting, they are really matter, and it will someday it will pay you off back in really good way. I'll suggest that.
So, like in our program, we have a full stack development in the early and DevOps plus cloud in the middle. So, from your experience in security and Linux, how useful is it to understand both application and infrastructure level development?
Okay. Infrastructure development is altogether, means development is in altogether different aspect or altogether different thing, I would suggest. Why? Because if you are a good end user of your own operating system, the many things will get easier. Obviously, if you are aware about few things about your own operating system or own computer, it would be very easy you to get it installed or get it upgrade towards the large scale. The company infrastructure is basically made of thousands of machines. If one machine is capable or one person is capable of handling his own machine stuff, their overhead will be get reduced. So it is more welcoming that if you learn the operating system basics with some shell script and some industry related topics or some important things, as you said, the Docker or the DevOps related things. The DevOps is nothing but the development operations. If a developer develop his, means if he able to develop his own stack in his own technical requirement prerequisites as of his own, he will be a good full stack developer in near future.
So, we also have two mandatory internships, like one is in the fifth semester and another is in the eighth semester. So, what should students really focus on during internships to stand out like different from the crowd?
Okay, I would suggest they should start absorbing the few things. Means if you have a sponge and if you put for example, if you have some water, if you and you have some kind of cold drinks over there in two different vessels, and if you have two sponges, if you put those sponges into those particular things, they will abstract the things, they will absorb the things, they will try to get the essence of that thing, and if you take it out, it becomes heavy. So everybody should get that much heavier in fifth semester, and that should be get implemented in another semester. So if the two internships are there, then it is really good thing. If you are working in two different companies or two in different organization, they will have a sense of two different workplace and their culture.
So, finally, now what's that one message you would like to leave with us students that stayed true throughout your college days or throughout your journey?
Okay, be curious and read the books. That's all.